Ready to rock.
3, 2, 1, bro.
What's up, everybody? My name is Michael Lee Murph. I'm one half of the brothers Murph, and this is Board Game Highlight, where we take a game off our shelves and go into why it's there. Why do we like it? What about it captures our imagination or our attention or our ire, whatever it is, and we highlight it for you. So today, I'm feeling a little hungry. It's about lunchtime. I haven't eaten yet, and I want to eat. But you got to make a meal first before you eat it. Otherwise, it's not very good. And so the game that we have today is Kitchen Rush. Pow! I had this in my hand the whole time. Kitchen Rush is the game we're talking about, everybody. It's a game by Stronghold Games, and it's a real-time restaurant game. So you're trying to run a kitchen and get everyone's different orders that's coming into the restaurant. You're trying to get their orders done in a timely fashion so everyone gets fed and you make money and stuff like that.
Get money, get paid. Okay, we cool.
And it uses real time. So you're going to play 4 rounds that are all 4 minutes, and you're going to be using these really cool hourglass timers that control how quickly you can do different actions. So basically, every time you go to do an action, this is your worker here, you're going to have to flip it over, pow, and put it down wherever you want to go, and you can't move that worker again until all of the sand has run out. It's about 30 seconds. So you have to be very efficient with which actions you do, because if you have 4 minutes and 2 workers and each one takes about 30 seconds before you can move, there's only so many things you can do in your time. So you have to be very, very efficient, and really the game is all about teamwork. How do you help each other out in the kitchen, which I think is very thematic, very accurate to how a real restaurant should run.
Get out! Out!
With that, let's get into the board here to see how this game plays, what things I really like about it. So this is our board right here. We have a lot going on. It's our main board with our action spaces that are denoted by the little green circles. This is our little player board where we're actually going to be cooking food. We have various ingredients and stuff that live over here. So the game really comes down to, again, efficiency. You have to work together. You have to be smart about using the ingredients that you have on hand. Maybe choosing orders that only fit stuff that you might have in storage because someone's got to go shopping because Gene's hung over, so he didn't get all the prep done on time. So now you're scrambling. You're freaked out and you're in the kitchen. You're just struggling. And the cool thing is like it's a co-op game, so Nick can go shopping while I'm in the storage area. So new ingredients come down the storage area, which then allow me to put it onto my different meals that I'm trying to prep and all that. So one thing that's really cool is in between the rounds, you always have a preparation phase. You have basically a time to take a breath and just figure out what you want to try to accomplish, because the game has objectives and things that you're going for, and you need to maybe like make more money this round because you have to pay your employees. You can all kind of talk and be like, okay, I think if we get X done, we'll get this prestige, which will help us over here, and we'll get some money so we can do that. And someone's got to do the dishes. Damn it, Gene, we were supposed to have all these dishes cleaned last night. We got a meal prep. What? You're not even in uniform.
Yeah, I'm so hungover.
So there's a number of different types of spaces that you can go to on the board, which are going to be your various actions. There's things like going down here to storage, which is how you grab ingredients to put onto your various orders. Now, to get an order, there's always going to be at least 2 out here that you can choose from, and they're just different things. Like this one's a veggie burger. So they're going to, want a bit of carrots and celery and bread and a little bit of spicing on there. It's a pretty easy one to do, and you have to cook it one time. So if you want to take one of these orders, what you got to do is you got to summon a waiter and be like, yo, waiter, grab that dude. Bring him down here, sit him over here. And then you can grab one of the orders and put it down. You're going to put it here with your player board. Then you have to grab a plate that's either the size that's denoted, or you can go 1 plate bigger without being penalized. So I can grab like a plate like this and put it down here on the 0 because it has not been cooked any times. And then now what I need to do is if I want to grab ingredients, because right now I just got an empty ass plate and that's boring. No one likes that. I have to use another one of my workers and go down here to storage, and they can grab ingredients. In this case, I need a carrot, a celery, and some bread. It's a lame-ass hamburger, man. Now you think like, oh, super simple. You just grab the things and whatever. But this game, one thing I really like is it gives you that kind of panic of being in a kitchen and being under a time crunch, because you're so worried about time. You're just grabbing at stuff as fast as you can and just like throwing it sort of at the pot that you're cooking. You're just like, oh, man, I'm late. You can make mistakes. And this game is once it's done, which is very realistic to cooking. Like if you just roll over and like drop the wrong thing in the soup, that's your soup now. That's it. And you got to roll with the punches. That can happen in this game. If I grab the wrong ingredients and I drop them on the plate and it hits that plate, it's on there. That's it. Also, if you start to cook your food and you forgot like, oh, Nick was going to go to the store and get a cheese, you started cooking, man, it's too late. The only thing you can do after you start cooking is you can add spices on. You can add spices on at any point. So if you want to wait to do that because like my veggie burger needs a bit of spice, you can wait to do that, but the food is already on the grill. It's done. You're done, and you might have the wrong order, and you're going to get punished. If you want to cook your food, you got to simply go to the oven. Boom, you go to the oven, and it allows you to bring one of your meals one space down. If you need to cook again, you got to wait for this thing to run out. Flip it back over, and that's where the game really gets
Real.
because you think, like, oh, it's just 30 seconds. That's not very long. That's fine. But I'm going to show you how long 30 seconds can feel. If you go like this, and you see, oh, there's so much sand falling. And for a while, it's pretty comfortable. But then start thinking about how long 30 seconds is. Like, don't do anything right now. Just look right here. Let the silence reign. It's very uncomfortable, right? We still have more time. We're about halfway done. You're starting to shift in your seat, aren't you? Starting to cough. You've probably looked away from the screen. Look right here. Still got more time. We're still there. We're still waiting. 30 seconds is a long time. And now we're done. And now we can do a next action, right? So now I can cook something else again. Those 30 seconds can feel like a lifetime. I love that about it because you're just sitting there like, I gotta get this thing in the oven. I gotta crank it. I gotta crank it over there.
I'm using the oven.
Out of
I'm
the
using the
oven,
oven. I have
man.
a process.
These people are gonna be pissed
I
they
have a
don't get their
process.
risotto.
No, I have a process.
You're not even on the top rack.
I have a process. I have a process. Bottom rack, top rack, stove, top, bottom rack.
You have these 4 minutes, and you have to get everything you can done in that 4 minutes. You have to get orders done. You have to make sure you have enough money to pay your employees at the end of the round. You want to hopefully prep for the next round, so you don't want to like deplete all of your food. So hopefully you can go shopping, but you have to have money to go shopping. And that's like literally the game at its easiest. You can make this game so much harder, and like that's something I love. If you're playing a 2-player game, which this game is set up for right here, you're going to need to complete 14 orders during the game. You have to have $8, and that's $8 at the end of the last round after you've paid all your employees. And you need to have some prestige going. You need to cook some decent stuff. There's also some upgrades you can do. At the beginning of the game, I only have one storage area available. I can open up a second one that has food in it, so that might be really key because I'm like, okay, for one round, I don't really need to shop. You can get an extra set of plates, which might be really useful. All sorts of things. You can get an extra worker. There's going to hit a point in the game where you're just struggling. You've used all the food, you've used the bad food, you've used the questionable meat. That's the one thing I'll talk about is the components here are really excellent. Look at all these things. They're all like wooden bits, like our cheese. We've got carrots, we've got lettuce, we've got pasta, we got bread, and then we got, I think legally it can be called meat, but I don't know if we're running like an A-rated restaurant here. Like the meat is sort of amorphous. It's sort of purple going on gray, and I don't know much about meat, but I feel like that's not the meat that's prime.
Oh God, is that even meat?
Yeah.
Is it safe?
Just sear it really good. It's the meat we got, guys, all right? We got to keep our prices down somehow. We got to cut corners. So anyway, that's a brief overview of how the game kind of plays. The actions are fairly simple. Like, I can go to the maitre d' to bring out new orders, which also gives me more money. That's people coming in the door. You can use your waiter action to grab new orders and start stuff. You can work to clean dishes. I love this game because it creates discussion. Going back and forth saying like, dude, why isn't the risotto done? He's like, what's wrong with your beef Wellington, bro? It gives me the feeling of like, being on a time crunch and being in the kitchen. Even things like this. There's this spice bag. When I first got this game, there's these spices here. They're little cubes. And it said, like, make sure you put them in the bag. And you got to draw out the spice. And I was so confused because I'm like, it's not secret information. I can, like, look in here. You're not hoping to grab the wrong spice. You're just like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. You've got a yellow curry burger now. Which actually sounds delicious. But, you know, it's like, not a secret. So I was like, why? Why the bag? Who cares? Why a bag? And then someone said, like, it just makes it harder. Because now you got to, like, rummage about for the right spice, which is representative of, like, rummaging through your spice cabinet, because no one has a good organization for that. You think you do? You don't. You think you do? You don't. Go find cinnamon right now. Tell me if you can find it in the first 10 seconds. You can't. So this simulates that, where you're just like, no, that's tarragon. No, that's cayenne. I don't even know what that's herbs de Providence. Like, all of a sudden I saw that, I'm like, dude, I'm on board for the bag. I love the bag now because it's like, I gotta get the right, just give me my freaking curry, man. Everything gives you that panic. Like, you're literally sitting there like waiting for the last second. As soon as you see that last grain drop, you flip over and, you know, cook your food again. So like, it really gives you that kind of cooking channel chopped down to the wire, like where they're putting the vinaigrette on. And like, it gets me hungry too, because you got like blue corn quesadillas. I want that in my face right now. Give me that food. It makes you hungry, it makes you excited, and this game can ratchet up the difficulty to levels I can't imagine us ever getting to. So you have all these objectives. Some of them are kind of like, you have to have this many orders, this much money, this much prestige. There's other ones where the money might not matter at all. You still have to pay your employees, but that's not part of the goal, but you have to get a ton of orders done. So like, that kind of changes what your strategy might be. There's ones that go up to ridiculously hard. And then if you're like still bored somehow, you can add in these events where like stuff breaks. So this one's like a plumbing problem. Whenever you go to the sink during this round, you may only clean one plate. There will always be the next step for you, which I really love. So it keeps that replayability high. I love that it's cooperative. You're working together. I love that you could even dress up like a chef. This game takes a little bit to set up. It takes a little bit of time. You know, I personally like to get all the food in little bit trays. You don't have to do that, of course. You just want them kind of organized in their little pile, so it makes your life a little easier. But one thing I like is once the game's set up, it's pretty quick. You have four-minute rounds that's in real time, and you just use your phone, or get like, if you want to get thematic, you can get like an egg timer or something like that to keep track of the time. But you only have 16 minutes of gameplay where you're actually filling out orders, and you might have 4 or 5 minutes of talking in between the rounds. It's kind of like a 20 to 30 minute game once you're set up, and that's really cool. You get a lot done in a short period of time, and it gives you that real-time feeling and panic that you want in games. Sometimes you want to be a bit harried and you want to be knocking over your stuff. Oh man, Garrett, you just blew up the oven, dude. Those things always just kind of get me. Like, I saw this game and I saw the timer, and I was immediately like, I need to play that right now. The game uses timers. You can't move until the time goes out. You're going to be like, I guess I'm easy to please. Like, the dungeon pets is like, oh, animals poop. I'm like, I want to play that game. And I know there's an app, I think Overcooked it's called, but I love that this is analog, that you can actually pick up all the bits, and there's tiny little cheeses and pastas and things to grab. I really like the analog nature of it. I like that you have real sand timers as your workers. It's the best use of sand timers in board games ever. It's not just like you have this much time to get this many words written. It's like really functional and makes sense, and it's very thematic. So those are some things that I like about Kitchen Rush. Do you like Kitchen Rush? Do you play it? Do you play like the computer game version, and do you like that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. For me, I quite like it. Be sure you like this video, share it around, tell your friends about Kitchen Rush. I want to get the word out. And make sure you follow us all around social media so you can keep up to date with all the brothers Murphingsley. Until next time, I have been Michael E. Murphy, and you've been hanging out with me here talking some Kitchen Rush on Board Game Highlight.
If you like this video so much, then you should go and click subscribe. And if you want to play some awesome games, then baby, you should check Restoration Games. Oh yeah, and this game. This game sucks.